Hello children, how are you all? I hope you are happy and healthy and working very hard for unit test. So, as you all know, we have studied yesterday, we have completed determiners. And all the determiners we have completed and it was done, and we have completed the exercises also. Today we are going to start a new topic, that is verbs. Verbs, it's quite simple, but it's not simple at all. If we are going to study in deep, so it is quite difficult for us, but I'm going to tell you in a very easy way what are verbs. As you studied in your earlier classes that verbs are doing words. Yes, of course, it is doing words. Whatever we are doing, whatever the action we are doing in our daily routine, in our past, in our future, whatever we are able to do, they are all called actions or verbs. If I'm teaching over here, I'm teaching English, so teaching is a main verb, or you can say this is verb, this is action. You are studying from your home, that is also a verb, studying. So read, drink, speak, dance, sing, eat, these are all verbs, as we all know. But today we are going to study about the definition of verb. Grammatically, what is the definition of verb? And for this, I have given some example also to understand this definition. First of all, we just going to learn about the definition of verbs. A verb is a word that is used to indicate the position or condition of the subject and to denote the action of the subject or what is possessed by the subject. Now here, three things we have to consider in verbs. First is position and condition of a subject. Second thing, to denote an action by the subject. And what is verb also denotes? It denotes it's possessed or what is possessed by the subject. What is possessed? What the subject having. That is also denotes by the verbs. So for 3 points that we are going to discuss about the definition of the verb, I am going to give you 3 examples to understand these 3 points of verb definition. Now, Indira Gandhi was a great Prime Minister. It was her, or you can say this is Indira Gandhi is a subject over here, and here you can see this is was. Was here, it shows the condition or position of subject of Indira Gandhi, because as I have told you, this is subject, and definition of verb, it shows the condition and position of a subject. Here you can see this is Indira Gandhi, and Indira Gandhi in this sentence is the subject. And Indira Gandhi was a great Prime Minister. Here you can see the was is given, is showing the position and condition of a subject. This we have solved. Now we are moving to second point of definition of verb. What is this? It denotes the action of the subject. Whatever the action, the verb or work done by the subject, that is also denote verb. Now Mother Teresa served the poor and needy people. Now here you can see in second sentence, I have written over here Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa here you can see is a subject of this sentence, and what she has done? She has done, or you can say served the poor and needy people. Now here you can see the action of a subject, it also denotes. The second point, it's now we have discussed. And now we are moving to the third point of this definition is, what is the definition? Is telling you what is possessed by the subject. What is possessed by the subject? What the subject having? That we are going to tell in the verb. Now, third, Indira Gandhi had wisdom to rule the nation. Now here again Indira Gandhi is a subject over here. And what she had? She had, this word had, it's showing or denoting what she possessed. That 3 points, very important in definition of verb. What are the things verbs is denoting? That we have to understand. Because verb definition is so simple. These are all action verb. But there are 3 things, 3 points that we have to always consider in verbs. That is the position and condition of the subject and the action. It is in general. We already know this. That action of the subject. And now here, what is possessed by the subject? 3 points, 3 examples I have given you to understand the definition of verb. That is very important for you. Because as we gradually progress in this topic, then we are able to understand what are the kinds of verbs, how we are able to understand without the definition of verb. So this definition denotes the position of subject and condition of subject and what the action is done by the subject. It is also verb denotes. And here what the things, what the position, what the subject possessed. What is possessed by the subject? So that is also denotes by the verb. So verbs, here a verb is a word that is used to indicate the position and condition of the subject, to denote the action done by the subject and what is possessed by the subject. That 3 points we have to always remember, because these 3 points very important to understand verbs. Now we are moving to kinds of verbs. How many kinds of verb? There are 3 kinds of verb. First is transitive, second is intransitive, and third is indefinite predication. Now first of all, we are going to learn about transitive. Now I am going to write over here kinds of verbs. First is transitive, second is intransitive, incomplete, predication. Before going to understand these 3 types of kinds of verb, first of all we are going to discuss in detail transitive, then we are moving to intransitive and then incomplete predication. First of all we should know verbs. We have understood what are verbs. Now here, if the verb will be there, so object should be there. So, verb with an object in those sentences, that will become transitive verb. And here, intransitive verb, a verb without an object. Incomplete predication, in both transitive and intransitive verbs, having or needs some words to complete or give the sense of the sentence. That type of the sentence or words are called incomplete predication. They are not complete sentence, but both kinds of verbs needs some words to complete the sentence. So that is called incomplete predication. It means he is an honest boy. Now here you can see there is no the subject is there, but there is no object. It is, you can say, incomplete predication. So now we are going to start this transitive verb in detail. Then we are going to move with intransitive verb. So let's start transitive. Now, transitive verbs always needs an object. First thing you should keep in our mind always. Transitive verb always need an object to complete or give this complete sense to the sentence. And if we are going to see the definition of transitive verb, we can see from the board, a verb that needs an object to complete its meaning is called transitive verb. A verb which needs an object to complete its meaning, that is called transitive verb. For example, I have given, she asked question. Now here you can see, this is subject. Asked is a verb. And what she asked? She asked question. So this is object. So here you can see in the first example, subject needs verb and verb needs an object equal to transitive. This sentence has become transitive verb. Now, Rahul plays football. In second example, Rahul, of course, this is subject. Who plays football? Rahul plays football. What is his action? His action, or you can say the verb is plays. And now here, on which object the action is going on or he is doing? That is football. This is object. Now first of all, you have to understand what are subject and what are objects. Here in two sentences you can see both are verb and these questions and football both are objects. So a verb that needs an object to complete its meaning is called transitive verb. If I am going to write over here only this, she asked. What she asked? You are not able to understand what she asked. If I am not writing over here this question, so you are not able to understand what is she asked. So to complete, to give the sense of the sentence, to give the sense of the verb, that is called transitive verb. And transitive verb always needs an object to give the sense to verb, to complete the verb. Now here Rahul plays football. Rahul plays what? He plays, you don't know. I also don't know if it is not written over here football. So we are not able to understand. That is why Rahul plays football. It's give a complete sense. And intransitive verb, always remember, a verb that needs an object to complete its meaning. That is called transitive verb. And here you can see, plays is a verb. And what Rahul plays? Football. So this is the best examples of transitive verb. Now we are moving to understand what are object. What are objects? How we are able to understand these are the object in the sentence? Then we can complete this type of the exercise. If the exercise will come in your exam, then it is written that draw or underline the object and circle the verb. So how we are able to do this? So for this we are going to learn about what are object in transitive verb. Now here, object of the verb. If I am writing here, he kicked the ball. Here you can see, he kicked the ball. This is subject. From subject you can understand that who kicked the ball? He kicked the ball, because he is a subject. He has done this work. And what the work he has done? Kicked. This is verb. And on which object he has done this work? The ball. This is object. So that we have to understand. Now, sometimes what happened? A sentence having two objects. That is called direct object and indirect object. And you can say object having two parts. First is direct object, on which the action is going on directly. That is called direct object. And indirect object comes later, or it is not more than important than the direct object, but the object is there. So that we have to understand what are direct object and what are indirect object. Here you can see it is so simple sentence, he kicked the ball. It is only a object is there, you can say that this is direct object. And the problem has come there we have to sort out where is direct object and where is indirect object. That will become a problem. Now, we are moving to next example that will show you direct object or indirect object. Now, she gifted a doll to her. Now here you can see, she, as you all know, this is subject. Gifted, this is verb, or you can say action. A doll, she gifted a doll. The action is directly done on the doll. So this is called direct object. And to her, this is indirect object. So for this example, you can understand that where is direct object and where is indirect object. First of all, we should understand that the action is working or going on which object directly. So here you can say she gifted a doll. The action is directly happening or doing on that particular object. That is direct. And then it goes to with whom? To her. So here, with which object the subject is doing the direct verb, direct action, that is a doll. Now, and then it shifted to her. So that has become indirect object. So that we have to understand to recognize where is direct object in the sentence and where is the indirect object in the sentence. Now we are moving to solve some exercises which are based on transitive verb. That is also given in your book. Page number 49. Page number 49, exercise number A. This is exercise number A. Read the following sentences, underline the transitive verb and circle the direct and indirect object. Now here, the exercise, here you have to circle direct and indirect object as we have discussed. Now, first is Nalin paid some money to the newspaper vendor. Now, who paid? Who paid money? Nalin. Now, Nalin is a subject over here and paid is become verb. So, we have to underline the transitive verbs and circle the direct and indirect object. Now, here, first is paid is transitive verb, and now we are moving money. Money is direct object and to the newspaper vendor. Newspaper vendor. Now this is indirect object. Now we are moving to second. I wrote a letter to my mother. I wrote a letter to my mother. Now here you can see in second, wrote. Wrote is a verb because it is with objects, that is why it is called transitive verb. Now we are moving to, this is verb. Now letter, direct object, and to my mother. To my mother is indirect object. So these two exercises, you complete this. Now we are moving to number 3. Number 3, she cleaned the house. Now here you can see, she cleaned the house. Cleaned is a verb, and then the house, direct object. In number 4, he whitewashed the house today. He whitewashed the house today. Now here, whitewashed, verb, the house is direct object. Now we are moving to 5th number. 5th number is the teacher organized an excursion trip for the student. The teacher organized an excursion trip for the students. Now here you can see organized is a verb. This is verb. Now, next is an excursion. An excursion trip. This is direct object. And next is for the students. The students this is indirect object. Now we are moving to number 6. Number 6. Rabindranath Tagore wrote many stories. Now here in number 6, wrote has become verb. Now many stories. Many stories direct object. In number 7, the secretary dictated the letter to his assistant. The secretary dictated the letter to his assistant. Now here you can see dictated. This is a verb. Dictated is verb. Dictated. Dictated is a verb. And now next, the letter to his assistant. The letter is a direct verb. The assistant is indirect object. Now we have completed number 7. Now we are moving to number 8. Number 8 is the nurse gave some pills to the sick lady. The nurse gave some pills to the sick lady. Now here you can see number 8, gave is a verb. And what is direct object? Some pills is direct object. And to the sick lady. The sick lady is indirect object. Okay. Now we are moving to number 9. Number 9 is Mihir drank milkshake in the evening. Mihir drank milkshake in the evening. Now number 9 is Mihir drank. So the verb is drank. Now milkshake. Milkshake is direct object. And what is next? In the evening. Indirect object. Now we are moving to number 10. Number 10, the mechanic repaired the washing machine. The mechanic repaired Now here repaired. Repaired is verb. The washing machine. The washing machine is direct object. Now we have completed this exercise which was based on transitive verb. So children, today we have discussed verbs. What are verbs? Verbs is an action verb that denotes position and condition and an action and what the subject possessed, that is denotes by the verb. Now, and we have discussed about kinds of verb. There are three kinds of verb. First is transitive, second is intransitive, and third is incomplete predication. And we have already discussed about transitive verb. And we have solved one exercise based on transitive verb. Tomorrow we are going to learn about intransitive verb. And after that we will learn about incomplete predication. So that's all for today. Revise transitive verb, all the definition which we have discussed today, and complete the exercise also. So till then, bye-bye and take care.